There we go. How we doing, everybody? Welcome in.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all you dads, stepdads, and mums that have
Yep,
to step up. So,
indeed.
yeah,
Absolutely.
indeed. So, welcome in everyone that's joined us today, even though it
Yeah.
is Father's Day. So,
Yep.
Sid's still incognito. I haven't heard from Samuel. So, how's your week been, mate?
Not bad. Just
Not bad?
tickety boos, doing usual filter cleans and all that scenarios, de-weeding areas, just general life, really, when it comes to keeping ponds.
So, you were
Even
telling me
though,
backstage
yep, told
the
you
new.
backstage that obviously we put the liner in tank one. There's a hole in the fucking bloody liner. So that's not holding. So drained that out, and we're just gonna see if we can find it.
Mate, if
No,
you
it
didn't have
is.
bad luck,
It
you wouldn't have
is.
any luck at all.
Huh?
I said, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at fucking all.
No. Oh,
You've had
that's
nothing but
Pence.
headaches
That's
with that
nothing.
filter house.
That's nothing. You trying to something else?
Go on then, fire away.
There is a hole in the main pond liner. Where the fuck am I going to find 500 quid for a new liner for the main pond?
Well, it's pump feed system, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just get one of them. Get one of them woven liners
Yeah, there is
because
that.
you're not
The
having to
old
cut
man don't
holes in
want
it.
them. Old
You,
man
you,
don't want them
you,
because he wants to keep it the rubber. So if anything, try and find the fucking thing and go and get some fucking patchworks and just patchwork quilt it.
yeah, means you'd have to get the swimming pool out and empty the pond into the swimming pool.
Well, I know it's above the level where it's sitting at the moment because it's been like that now
Oh,
for over a week.
does it literally just drop to a certain point?
It's literally in that
No.
first top 4 inch.
Well,
So
it's
it
not
might just be a case of I get the fucking
major,
swimming
though, is it?
trunks on.
How long does it take him to drop that 4 inch?
12 hours.
12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you not just run it at that level for the time being?
I'm gonna have to. I'm
You
gonna
know,
have to.
the only thing I can suggest is if you're not building tank two up the top,
Mm.
I would replace that box filter with your easy pod, and that should accommodate for that drop in water. Are
Yeah,
you
because
with
we're
me?
only running probably about 2,500 litre now in that pond.
So
Yes. How you doing, sight?
How you doing, you alright?
Yeah,
how
getting
we
on.
doing, Simon?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Good, good. Yeah, not too bad. Well, I'll be even better when the fucking Learn X Pro arrives.
What
Flukes
do you
again.
got? 2 keys.
Yeah,
Never
and
ended, is it?
oh mate, it's and I was actually having this conversation with Rick on Friday because Rick, as you know, is a firm advocate of praziquantel, which is the main ingredient of Fluke P,
Mm-hmm.
and even he said Friday he thinks that they've now built up a resistance to praziquantel.
Yeah.
So he went
It's
and
possible.
he went reached for the Learnix Pro, and
Yep.
he dosed the couple of tanks with the Learnix Pro, and within 24 hours they were clean.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I always treat with Linux Pro.
But like I say,
Whenever I have to swap treat for flukes, I always swap and change treatments that I use.
mhm.
Just so
I know this year.
just so they don't get used to that one form of chemical being chucked at them.
Mm-hmm.
I must have gone through at least two and a half liters of fucking Fluke P since the season started.
Mm.
It seems to be a bad year for flukies. Anyway, how are we
So-
doing? Ken? How are we doing? Wiccan, Rick's Koi Pond, Simon Shears, welcoming everybody. Good morning.
Ken's in
Good
from
afternoon.
Canada. So yeah, I'm waiting on a thing of Learn X Pro to arrive because I've got 2 weeks
Yeah,
and
2
we're
weeks
at the
of getting
National
them
Koi
banged on
Show,
the head.
and I've
Yeah.
only got 1 week's worth of feeding to get into them, and I will admit I have been given something rather special to feed them for the next week, but
Welcome in, Kelly.
yeah. Pardon?
Just saying, welcome in to Kelly. Yes, sir. My koi dealer says to always use different makes of fluke treatments. As you say, it just gives them that less of a chance
Yeah.
to get used to certain things. You know, you start taking too much antibiotics, your body gets immune to it. So it's just
Yeah.
the same principle.
But yeah, got to get them out of the way. And like I say, I've got a week's worth of that hasn't stopped them from feeding those. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
hasn't stopped them from feeding. Yeah, and I tell you what, they're absolutely loving what they're being fed, and it's making my
Yeah.
arse twitch.
Yeah.
You just could
It
do
is,
without it when
because-
it's coming up to national, couldn't you?
Yes, yes.
Rickon, where
Because
did you
last
try
thing I
getting
need
hold of
is-
me? Oh, 1 second, guys. I'm being doors knocked.
All right.
My volume sounds
Yeah.
incredibly quiet again.
What, mine or yours?
No, mine is just really quiet. I
No.
don't know why.
What are you doing sitting down on your ass anyway? Haven't you got a pond and a filter house to build?
I'm poorly this weekend.
Oh my word! What's the matter? You got man flu?
I made up with it. I got it on my chest again. Not long.
Oh,
Not long since I
mate.
got rid of it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, make sure you haven't got it when you come to the national, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even though the pond's got flukes, it hasn't slowed down their appetite.
No.
In fact, since I started feeding what I'm feeding from I think about Friday evening, they can't get enough of it. And the fact that they can't get enough of it is what's making my bum twitch, because it's fucking expensive.
And that's as much as you're
But,
saying.
yeah.
You're not saying what you're feeding.
I'm not saying what I'm feeding because people are go, fucking hell. You know me. I won't hide nothing. No, Rick gave me some Sakiakari colour
Mm.
to give them this week coming, because this week coming is the last week that I can feed them before the show. So
Yeah.
yeah, feeding's got to stop Friday coming. So yeah, I'm giving them as much as they want when they want it, and yeah, honest to God, they are even the small fish are absolutely fucking demolishing it and looking around for more. Yeah, knowing how much I feed anyway, £280 a sack. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's almost 600 quid for a fucking season.
Yeah.
You know,
Colours are extortionate.
Two sacks, you know, that's almost £600 for a season just in koi food. That's mental,
Mm.
absolutely mental. But much to Susan's displeasure, I have said, if the weekend at the show goes really well, then I think I can see myself doing it again.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, You know, will it warrant saving up and buying and feeding instead? Can you see what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, this week is a bit of a trial for me, but at the same time, I have noticed a difference in the feeding habit, and that's even in comparison to the way they take the Munger mixed pellet that I use from Forest, you know.
Yeah.
And that's softened. But yeah, I mean, look out there now when they're foraging around the edges because they're hungry again. So I don't know what they put in it, but it does. The appetite does seem to have increased, even though the temperatures have dropped down. I mean, I was sitting at 20 degrees naturally, and I'm now down at fucking 16 and a half, 17. So even with the temperature drop, their appetite hasn't. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But at least
yeah.
if you're down at that temperature, they're gonna store it in body rather than stretching.
Yeah, but you got the other side of the coin as well. I've got quite a few females in there that are now starting to look eggy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What, the ones that you were showing?
I've been given. There's a couple that I was thinking of taking that are looking a bit eggy, and until Rick turns up on the Friday to bag them and box them, I'm not 100% sure on what I am taking.
Mm.
I know good 3/4 of them, but there is that quarter there that I'm unsure of because of one looks eggy, one looks. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rick will be the one that helps me make the final decision on that last quarter.
Welcome in, Teresa. Welcome in, Gav.
Got to do another salt bath today for the. Not too bad, Teresa. It did just well. That's salt bath for the Sorogoi. Yeah, I think it'll be a last one.
Is she doing better now?
She definitely won't. Oh, mate, she's doing 1,000 times better. It's just everything's gone down, but she has damaged the outer edge on 2 scales. So there's no point even contemplate taking her, which is absolutely gutting because she was one of the I was most looking forward to showing, not showing off, but showing other people. Can you see what I mean? Because she's one of the fish that you don't really appreciate body on it in a video.
No.
And you know what I'm talking about. You both do, because you've both been here and you've both seen the Sorogoi Bay and that, and the videos just don't do any justice at all. So for that fact, I was looking forward to showing her so that people could appreciate what they're actually seeing on the screen. But I think we're definitely going to be rolling the dice and taking the Gimmer Becco.
Why?
Why? Because it's a beautiful fish, and if it gets benched as a Becco, well, then it will get judged as a Becco. But
I thought Alan says it'd get benched as a Becco.
Alan did, but I don't think Alan is on the benching team. I think Alan's judging at the national, and from right in thinking, if you're part of the benching team, you can't do any judging, and vice versa. So if you're on the judging team, you can't be have anything to do with the benching team. Can you see what I mean? Because the benching team are the ones that are checking it over, make sure and that it's physically okay, and they make a precise measurement to make sure that it's going into the right size class as well. And of course, if the judges are a part of that scenario, they then get an opinion before they come to judging. If that makes any sense. I think that's how it works anyway. I'm not 100% sure. And we got Dave's in. Would you like to come and join us, Dave?
Dave?
And what was Ken saying? £33 sack of Saki Akari colour food. £33, is that 15 kilos?
Where are you getting 33 quid from? 375 plus tax.
No, a £33 sack. Now, does a £33 sack equate to 15 kilos?
Oh yeah, that's about it. Is yeah.
Right, that's what I was getting at.
I've noticed Dave's in comments. Tell him to get in here because he's using his mouth.
I've just,
yeah,
I know.
He turns around and says, "I can't stop
stop.
him cutting the grass." Well, if you're cutting the grass, and how you're making your comments, Dave?
Dave, you don't cut the grass, you smoke it.
Yeah, 33
Right,
pounds,
yeah, that makes
kg. It's about right.
Thanks, Ken. So yeah, £375 plus tax.
Yeah.
Jesus. And yet
So
we had, well, I say
14.
we, Gaz, not last week, yeah, not this week, but last week, Natsumi Naoki was on the show very late. And he was saying, was it 60 or 80 pound it costs them for a sack out there?
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but
yeah. So you think in Japan, if you want a 15 kilo sack, you're paying about most £80 for a sack.
Mm-hmm.
So that extra £200 that you're paying, for instance, us over here, 280 plus pound, you know, that's over £200 just for handling that bag from Japan all the way to the point where you can buy it. That's just mental.
Yeah, so it's literally all your import taxes and customs and
so many middlemen involved, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the same time, he then turned around and said 90% of the hobbyists in Japan don't actually use it because they think it's too expensive.
And
you know, so
couple then back to it'd be good to pop on next week.
You bet I'm going to hold you to that, Dave.
What's he say?
Dave says he'll pop on next week.
All right. Anyway, when's the OnlyFins crew coming to the towers?
Ask him.
Oh,
ask him.
He's always doing something.
Where is that Saki? Is that Saki growth, Saki balance, Saki color?
I'm just gonna have to try and sort my volume out, mate, because I can barely hear it.
Oh, bud. Yeah, I wouldn't know what else they would use over there, Gav, to be honest. I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, Atsumi actually said that they use pellets that they get from the breeders that have made their own food, and it works out cheaper for them. It was quite honestly. Go back to the live and watch the tail end when Atsumi comes on. Yeah, a lot of what he says is really, really eye-opening. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sorted.
Is that better now, Si?
Yeah.
Cool.
Koi Addict saying they get £200 for a 15 kilo sack. And that's growth.
Mm-hmm.
So how comes does anyone out there know why the colour is so much more expensive?
Because of the ingredients. It's got more ingredients in it. So therefore...
Well, no, you would have thought that the growth would have been more expensive because it's got the higher protein and everything in it. Can you see what I mean? Otherwise, it wouldn't be a growth food.
Yeah.
Can you see? Whereas
probably
from the way I look at it, a colour food is basically based around everything that enhances colour, but helps with the growth slightly. Can you see? I mean, which is why you'll find that the 9 times out of 10, the protein content in a colour food is about 10%, nine times out of 10, 10% less than the growth food.
That's where I'm going.
Well, that's kind of interesting as well, because it says to get the maximum potential out of the Saki Akari color, you want to be feeding it above 18.
Yeah, I've checked my pond this morning, it's sitting at 17 degrees. And honestly, they smashed the shit out of it. And you're using Saki, aren't you, Simon? What are you using?
No, I'm on FD at minute.
Oh, you changed to FD now, yeah?
Yeah.
So what made you change from the Saki to the FD?
Just to try it more than anything. Obviously, Fish had already had 2 seasons on Saki. I'd heard good things about FD food. You know, and people were reckoning that it were pretty much on par with Saki. So, having never used it before, I thought I'd give it a try myself and see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. So what does that work out at as a 15 kilo sack?
I think it's about 190 quid.
Food specifically, is
it? FD build up, which is pretty much an all round food. You can feed it through summer. You can feed it down to like 5 degrees. That's 190 quid a sack.
Right. And what's the protein content?
What's what?
What's the protein and fat content? What's the protein and the fat content in it?
The protein, I think, is, I'm not sure if it's 35 or 36. Mm-hmm. And the fat, I can't remember off the top of my head. It might be about 6 or 7%.
So, crude proteins, minimum of 36%. Crude oil and fats, minimum of 3%. Crude ash max 12%, crude fibers max again is at 5%, and the moisture maximum is at 9% on the FD.
So would you say that the FD is equivalent to, say, Saki Balance then?
No, the equivalent to Saki Balance is FD Mighty food.
And why? What's so special about the FD Mighty? Did you say?
Yeah, it's just the ingredients and the percentages of them.
And you're feeding the build up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how have you found the fish in their eating behaviour in comparison to when you were feeding the Saki?
They're eating it fine. There's no problem with them eating it. The only thing what I did notice, which I don't know whether it's down to the food or what, but they was having a digestion problem, where the food wasn't coming out properly when they were shitting. So I don't know whether it was a food issue. They don't seem to be doing it now. So it could have just been like some sort of internal bug within the fish or something like that. Because I did do a dose of Lernex, just in case it was something like that. So just in case it was something upsetting the digestive tract. And I haven't noticed it for about a week or so now. So fingers crossed that they're over that, and hopefully can get back on track with it again.
Yeah.
But
So how
I'm
long
going
have
to
you
keep an
been
eye on it.
feeding the FD?
The FD.
Yeah, how long have you been
Um,
feeding?
the first sack I bought was in God, when were it now? We're in June, maybe February or March. I bought my first sack.
Fucking hell, you've gone through a 15 kilo sack already.
Yep.
Yep. Would you equate that to what's giving you the body on your fish at the moment?
No, that were down to Saki. They've not been on FD
Yeah.
long enough yet. They've not been on FD long enough yet.
But if you've
They
no,
already,
Chris, no,
they already had bodies before.
right. So you can't really do what you're saying is you can't do a real comparison yet between them.
No, they need a full season on it.
Right. Did you? Sorry, I'm just bombarding you with questions at the moment. Did you measure up your fish before you started feeding?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, but
Right.
even still, even if I were to measure them at end of season after they've been on a full season FD food, I mean, don't forget the fish are going to be a year older, so obviously their growth's going to start slowing down naturally anyway. So you know you've got to be careful comparing it with stuff like that.
Right.
The way I'm just going to look at it is if they feeding well, if their skin quality is still staying in good condition, if they're still growing at good rates, you know, things like that. If after a season I've noticed the skin quality and things like that have dropped off, then I know that the food's not been, you know, doing as well as Saki Kari has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Stubbs? But yeah, the interesting part about that as well, as you were saying, you know, with the build up extra or the mighty, when you can get like the 15 kg of the mighty for 167, and then you actually look at the difference. Like I've got them both open on both different tabs. There's only 3% in protein less in the mighty than there is in the build up, and then everything else, it's literally only 1% less apart from the crude fiber and the max moisture.
Yeah,
That's the same.
Yeah, the mighty is pretty much an equivalent to balance, really.
Yeah, but fucking 30 quid cheaper.
Yeah,
It's basically the same. Granted, as well, it does say
but there's
go
going
down
to be
10.
different. There's going to be different. There's going to be different ingredients in it, though, because I mean, it don't tell you every single ingredient what's in it, does it?
No, it just comes up saying about the fish meal, the bran, the wheat meal, fish oils, sugars, choline, inner stool, wherever that is. And then obviously it's got all the aqua vitamins and aqua minerals. And then it's just got all the protein levels and everything there and there.
Yeah, I mean, I myself don't know too much about Mighty. I'm just relaying back what I've been told about it.
Yeah.
Now, I can agree to that because
what's that?
What Koi Addict's saying there. When I used to pummel food into them, whether it be crab sticks, mealworms, a mixture of the two, you know, if I'd gone fishing with my dad, they'd have the maggots that come out after fishing, they'd have what's left. But I saw massive amounts of growth from them. And when you stop giving that, you still get growth, but it is different. if that
I
makes
find
sense.
I find when you're feeding a better quality food though, although if obviously if you're saying, you know, you're feeding lower quality foods and stuff like that, but what I always tend to find is feeding an high quality food, although you might still get that growth, you're going to get better body shapes and things like that,
Well,
and less fat store on them.
even though the one pond in Munger Tunnel has been without the vitality because of shipment issues, but all the fish that went into those two tanks in Munger Tunnel down at New Forest, you know, they were all selected from the same place, and they just got split in half. Now you can notice a big difference between the pond that's being fed on Saki to the pond that's being fed the vitality with the Munger mix. Even though they are a few weeks behind on the vitality because Rick didn't have any available. But
Yeah.
one thing we have noticed is when he goes in, he will get a tub and they get exactly the same in each pond. Now, they will come charging up at the Saki and smash the shit out of it, but there is still plenty more floating around the pond that they haven't done yet. When he feeds the other pond with the 3 mil pellet mixed with 6, they smash the shit out of it, but the pellet goes quicker.
Yeah.
You know, they hit the Saki hard when it first goes in, but then it then takes them 5 minutes to then finally go round and empty the rest of the pond. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They seem to be
that's why
eating
I think-
slower.
I think no matter what food you feed, there's always going to be that initial surge to get to food first, isn't there? Because it's a survival instinct.
Yes.
Yeah.
But once they've got that bit of food in them, they take the time to mop it up, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. And both ponds exactly the same temperature, exactly the same filtration. But yeah, the Saki pond, you can see a difference in the body size and the body shape.
Mm.
And the biggest noticed is in the Shisuis. Man, they are getting big. But the only thing I've noticed, and like Rick has noticed, that it takes them longer to finish what they've been fed than it does with the other ones. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you've got the other side of the coin where you've got mine and Dave's pond that's got an auto feeder on it. So walk up to the pond and they go bucking all over the place because they're not used to someone standing there throwing food in.
Yeah.
Because the auto feeder's doing it. So you're getting it.
Yeah.
The adverse
a lot more
effect.
skittish.
Yeah. You're getting an adverse effect on our pond because it's not being fed manually, or it is, but not on a regular basis like the other two ponds. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, the ones in our pond, they are growing. They're growing at the same rate as the ones in Ricky's ponds being fed on the vitality. They're nowhere near as growing as quick as the ones that are on the Saki. There are 1 or 2 in there that are growing really well. My
the little piggies.
Ginrin Aragoki Sorogoi, that is growing an absolute peach. Absolute peach. Can't wait to get that one home. But yeah, we have noticed across the board colour dropping off of certain fish, whether they're being fed Saki or they're being fed the vitality. The temperature's gone up, it's hit a point, and the temperature is what's made it drop off. And like Rick was saying, that tells him that if it's treated or if it's pushed to grow, then the colour's going to drop off it. But
Yeah.
if someone takes it home to what we would call a normal pond, where they're going to live a natural life, then that colour will stay for quite a long time. Can you see what I mean? Because it's not pushed with heat and food.
Yeah.
And also then gives an idea which parents to use next time and which ones not to use.
Exactly. That's like the like Kajaku. when we got
And that
it,
is why
it was the pristine Kajaku, and then now you look at it when now it's had the warmth, some of the colder, like as you say, being in the normal pond. It was all the subi and whatnot from the Benikiko is all coming out across the top of his head.
Yeah.
It's now getting a right set of black eyes on it. It's quite bizarre.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised how temperature makes a difference, especially comes to oxygen. Yeah.
Yep.
Small body of water, high temperatures, air pump failure means fatalities.
Fucking
no
disaster.
matter what body of water you've got.
Yep. Hence why the small pond's still running on 60 litres per minute.
Oh, Andy. Koi pond lifestyle. It was Andy that let me know that he was on Prime looking for something, and up popped me in his feed on Amazon Prime. So yeah, absolutely blown away by that one.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre. I've done that without contacting you. Really, Amazon should contact.
I haven't got a clue.
Because Amazon and YouTube are two different companies. So I've seen you the community post.
Yeah. Where's it gone? There it is. I'll send it across to you so you can put it up on the screen. Yeah. They put me in there with Clarkson, they did. I've just sent Shane the picture. He'll put it up on the screen in a minute. But nice to have you in, Andy. And I'll tell you what, those two Kahakus, mate, are stunning. As was the one you had from Andy at Derby Koi. Was it the Shiro, if I'm not wrong? The Shiro that I think it was Graham didn't want to go. Good, busy. Busy said she's negotiating a deal for me with Prime. A big guy.
This is a 7 to 8 grand a month. That'll do.
Yeah, but it. Sweet. I'll tell you what, that Shiro though was absolutely top notch. Be nice to see that one swimming in the sky pond, Andy. And yeah, but talking about which, how have the new fish taken to the sky pond? Because it's not something they would have normally been subjected to, if you see what I mean. At least it ain't one of them floating domes because they just look absolutely fucking awful. You know the ones I'm on about, sorry.
Yep.
Little dome with like a fucking tyre around it, you know.
Yeah, I know the ones you mean. I don't know why this isn't.
Yep, Dean's in. Hola, boy. How we doing?
I'll just do it this way. Fuck, saving it to get better quality.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gav. BKK has lifted your ban.
There you go. It's up.
Yep. There you go. Look, twisted one. There with Clarkson. There we go. That'll do, Shane.
Yep.
So, yeah, in there with Clarkson. Well, you're going to have to sit around the pond, Andes, just so you can get a decent shot of it going up into the sky pond. In fact, you could use David Bowie, Space Oddity for the music. Ground control, you know.
Did he actually ban then, Andy, or what?
I believe so.
I honestly don't know. Because it would be nice to see him at the show.
And he says he's putting on a disguise to get into Newark.
Andy, you know what you do? You get yourself some of them big Elton John glasses, and they'll never know it's you then.
Or just don't wear your blue jumper.
Failing that, take Bear with you and give them bite their leg if they won't let you in.
Koi Addict is always the way. I was told they didn't want to see me at future shows.
Oh, mate, I just can't get my head around that. Just absolutely gutting.
It is.
You have to just contact Chairman and ask him if he is banned or what.
Yeah, because that's just saying that they don't wish to see you at future shows. Well, you know, it doesn't actually technically mean unless you get a confirmation letter to say that you're physically with the words banned written in there. It's not binding contract.
No, just message the chairman and say, look, at the end of the day, I'm a YouTuber. I'm promoting your fucking show, for fuck's sakes. Let me in. Oh, no. You start bribing them with oatcakes, Andy, you're definitely up shit creek.
That they will know exactly who you are, Andy, as soon as you mention oatcakes. Come on. You got to think out the box. Looking at a new liner to order in the AM. Okay, Brad. I'm guessing that's for tank 1. So we can get these 10 or so that are left in the fish tank up there. That's all we've got left in the fish tank now. It's just 10. 10 lonely little koi.
Ken, I don't know, but Susan's my manager, so I'll have to ask her how much for charging.
No, I think the question you wish to be asking Susan is how much you're making on each one, because the manager takes a percentage. So you might find out you're out of shit luck there because you're only going to be taking 2%. Win-win for Susan.
Oh, Koyadik. I don't wish to see the mother-in-law at the house, but she's not banned.
Exactly. Perfect example. Well done. I like it.
And Ken from Canada says, Vince, how much will you be charging for the autographs at the National now you're famous?
Yep. And it all comes down to the manager's cut.
Yeah. All donations, Malcolm. Got a pond to rebuild. And on that note, before we say goodbye, Simon, when's your growing on system going to be finished?
When it's done.
Oh, right. One of them, is it? So you've not got a set
Well,
date
I only get time at a weekend. This weekend I'm badly. But every other weekend it's been pissing down.
Badly? What's fucking English is it?
I'm badly.
Must be a northern thing, I tell you. What time do you finish work? What time do you get home from work?
Tea time.
Tea time. So 5, 6 o'clock?
About 5 o'clock.
At the moment, on average, doesn't get dark till about 9:30.
Nope. It sure doesn't.
True, Mike F. So
you've got 3.5 hours there. Sure, you could get.
I had that game when I built Main Pond. I was coming home from work and building, and then not stop until 11 o'clock. About killed me.
Yeah,
hang on a minute. Do I not remember a video when you actually said your missus did a lot of it?
No, she brought the blocks round to the back garden. I built it.
Fishing on Father's Day.
Yeah. My brother's saying I told him an idea for Pond 3. We're not going to go down that one. Remember what I said.
Oh, he's getting stern with his brother.
Basically, he was planning on just taking it out, obviously, putting the easy pod on the main pond. And then that long gap, putting a wooden structure pond in.
Why not?
Which would be 8 foot long by 3 foot wide.
If he wants to do it, let him do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I get the okay. Does he think he'll get the okay off of the parents?
That's his problem, not yours.
Yeah, he's got to think that.
But yeah, it's his problem, not yours. Matt Midge, hi. Quite new to the hobby and ordered my first batch of fry from New Forest. Any advice? And they're coming Friday. Can you get me a few of them Quebecer Bumblebee ones in my batch? What size fry is it you've got? Is it the 2 to 3s or is it the 6 to 8s?
Richard Bradley says, see you Sunday.
Yeah, we will be there. Well, I will be there Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So will Ricardo. I don't think Susan will do both days. She'll probably go out for a drive with the girls, no doubt. But yeah.
Yeah, they'll go and have a girly day out somewhere.
Matt Midge, 6 to 8 weeks. What are you putting them in? Are you putting them in a fish tank? You put them in a pond, an IBC tank? I'm going to heat them. Failing that, Matt.
You said IVC, but I'm guessing he means IBC.
Oh, and an IBC. Are you heating it?
I'm guessing so.
If you're wanting to get the best out of them, then I would recommend that they are heated.
Yeah, heated to about 23. Unless you really want to push it up to 26.
I'd aim for between 24 and 26.
Ideally, you want to try and hone it in at that 25 if you're going in between 24 and 26.
Yeah, 20 degrees would be fine. What sort of filtration you putting on it? And is it your first time with fish this small?
That's always a very good question.
Failing that, Shane can chuck a link in and you can come on and you can talk to me face to face then.
If they wish to. If comfortable.
If you're not comfortable doing that, drop me an email and I'll drop you my number and we can chat on Telegram. That's not a problem.
Yeah, first time. It's always a hairy one the first time.
Don't get disheartened if you have losses because
no, don't.
It's inevitable when you're keeping fry.
Yep.
One way or other.
Definitely is.
Best thing you can do is to make sure he's clued up on his what's testing for ammonia and stuff like that. That's what's going to do it most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My email address is in my channel description.
Yep, and if Wickham's still there, as I say, mate, just drop us an email with the question you had from last week. And I don't know why it didn't come through.
Thanks very much, Koi Addict. But anyway, guys, I got some fish to go and look through in the Guerrero tank down in Longblock. I'm going to call it a day for today. Plus, I've got other bits and pieces I need to get with. So I'm all ready because we're down at New Forest tomorrow. So I would like to thank everyone for joining along on this Father's Day Sunday. And I would like to say, as always, I've been Twisted Koi.
I've been Hearts Koi.
I'm sorry.
He's just sighed. He's sighed from up in the koi pond. We will be back, guys. Yeah. Yes. Cheers, Busy. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Yeah, and we will be back same place, same time next weekend. Have a good week, guys.
See you later, guys.
See you later, everyone. I'll be over in a short while. Laters.